If you haven't heard, we back, we back, we back, we back, we back, we back. Hey, welcome back. Giving y'all some of this love for the art. You already know what it is. It's your boy, Mar. I'm in the building. Coming to y'all live and direct. Newark, New Jersey. I already know what it is. Showing love. Up top to that one stop, you already know what it is, how we do every time. Gotta show love to my hood, gotta show love to my peoples. It's been a minute. Went on vacation, went to Florida, took my daughter to Disney with the fam. Know what I mean? Had my fiance with me, her mother, her father, siblings. We all had a nice little trip down there. It was fun. Disney is not the same experience for you when you older, like an adult, than it is when it's a kid. I guess I should have went when I was a kid. I probably would have liked it more, but my daughter had a good time. She enjoyed herself, so that's all that matters. At the end of the day, that's the whole point of going to Disney is for the kids anyway. I'm happy she enjoyed herself. We all have fun. I mean, we got back. You gotta get that jet lag off. Came back, went to work. As soon as I I didn't even go to work. Before I went to work, had to go to jury duty. Jury duty is a mother. You know what? I feel like jury duty should be strictly for people who are unemployed, cause that's the way to keep them wanting to get a job. Like, you gotta do this every day. Come here and you're only get $5 a day. Let me just go get a job. For the lazy people that can't get a job, not for the people that are trying to get jobs that can't find nothing, but for the lazy people who don't want to get jobs, you should just have to do jury duty until you find a job. And then once that shit is filled up, or it get to a certain point of, alright, you done enough jury duty for your time, then you can start messing with people who got jobs and who out here trying to live their life normally and not have to deal with putting somebody else in prison. That's just my personal opinion on it. I had to start that off. It's one of my pet peeves. I always want to put that out there about jury duty. But yeah, got back to work. Then the next few days after that, I was off again. It was a beautiful thing to go to work every day and then have that weekend to myself and just chill and relax finally. What else? It was cool though, that Disney trip was cool, man. Orlando is cool, Florida is cool for the most part. I wouldn't live there for the rest of my life because it's hot as hell down there. It's hot, like a different kind of hot, and only people from Florida, maybe Mississippi, Alabama, places like that, they can understand that kind of heat, because it was hot for no reason for me. Like, it's fucking, it rains and then it's hot. Then when it's not raining and it's not hot, it's still hot. I was like, God damn, like, does it ever cool down this motherfucker? I guess not. But it was all good. It was a good trip. Trying to keep this cold off, so if you hear me doing a little every now and then, that's me sipping my tea, because I'm trying to get right, because I gotta go back to work. But gotta do a major shout out to LeBron James. He showed his school. If you listen to this, I just dropped this on Tuesday, July 31st. That's what we here for, July 31st. So you already know that yesterday was July 30th. That Monday was the day that CNN did the big old CNN, ESPN, a lot of media outlets went over to Akron and they watched LeBron James unveil the school to the kids. Now, what's dope about the school is he giving it's free tuition. They got extracurricular activities after school. Teaching kids that, when you graduate, you're going to have a scholarship to go to college. You ain't got to worry about paying for that. That's an incentive alone for me to want to send my kid there. Shit, I might move to Akron, just send my daughter there so she can do whatever the fuck she want to do, whether it's athletically or she want to fucking play an instrument, whatever. And we're going to get into that too in this episode about giving back to the community and people, like, as a society, black, white, whatever you want to call it, is real deep it's gonna get real deep a little bit in here. Now, and he also offered a program for GED to the parents that don't have the degrees and try to get them job placement in the area so they could have something to do. You know what I mean? So they ain't gotta just be dependent upon their kids, success. Now, I say that's a beautiful thing. Anybody who got something bad to say about LeBron James at this point, I don't give a fuck if motherfucking a nigga out the crowd come out and cross him up and dunk on him. I'ma still be like, yo, LeBron, you the greatest player of all time, my brother. You have succeeded at all levels in every aspect of it. Like, for you to have, and by the way, his son did his first dunk in the AAU circuit. You know what I mean? He in the 8th grade, he did his first dunk. I was like, hey, now you the man. You know what I mean? Once you pass it on to your kids, because Michael Jordan kids was ass with an ASS and exclamation. One of them got to the McDonald. They had to name him McDonald All-American, and he was not that good. He was trash. Neither one of them made it to the NBA. Thank God they didn't, because you don't want your legacy to be left like that. And I'm not clowning them. I'm not saying Michael Jordan ain't one of the greats because his kids didn't make it. Neither fact. It's not a factor here or there. You know what I'm saying? But to me, the greatest, when you're a great and you're a legend, it should exceed past the athletics. Like, yeah, I'm great in my sport, but look what I did to the culture. Like Jim Brown, how our parents and grandparents talk about Jim Brown, how your great grandparents talked about Jesse Owens and Jackie Robinson and things like that. Like, these guys made it in the sports world, but also had an effect. Even Muhammad Ali, let me not forget the great Muhammad Ali as well. These guys made great, astounding achievements in their sport, in their career path, in their craft, and then also applied the same ethics to their life and made sure they made a difference in people's lives. And I think people take that for granted when they sit there and talk shit and be like, oh, they're athletes, they need to not be participating in politics and stick to basketball, stick to baseball, stick to football, stick to tennis, whatever. But what you got to understand is the reason why we shouldn't disrespect people that are in these positions, because we glorify these people. Since the beginning of sports, even if you take it back to all the ancient civilizations, if you did a sport, you were a warrior, you were considered a great person, and legends were told about you. You know what I mean? Tall tales were told about you, because it's what you applied on the field of play. Also, you could say people applied in their lives. You could be a great football player, and somebody be like, yo, that dude hit hard, but he also hit them books hard, because when he stopped, he became a lawyer. Once he stopped playing football, he became a lawyer. You say a basketball player, oh, well, he was a great leader on the court, he's a great point guard. And then he became a mayor or a senator after he stopped playing sports. Now he's leading his people in his community a certain way. See, all these qualities that you have, the tenacity, the enthusiasm, the stamina, whatever adjective you want to put to a person in a sport, they can use it and spin it around and use it in their real everyday life. And that's what you teach your kids. Like, when we was growing up, I thought I was going to talk about this episode. Growing up, in whether you was from the hood, the suburbs, whatever, at some point in your life, you're a young man, you want to either play baseball, basketball, or football. Some of us, some people hockey, some people tennis, golf, depending on where you're from, geographically, 9 times out of 10. Cricket for people in India and things like that, just in case somebody out there listening from a foreign country and they don't think I'm acknowledging every sport. You get to a point in your life where you start to realize things. I was about 7 or 8 when I realized I was never going to play football, because my father wasn't big, my uncles, they weren't that big, they weren't tall, I'm not tall, and in my head I was like, I'm never going to be tall, I'm never going to be strong willed and physically able to play football. So I was like, basketball is going to have to be my sport. I had a good jump shot. I was like, it's all good, I can make it in basketball. I got about 12. I'll never forget 6th grade, me and my boy Idris, we was in the basketball little shootout tournament before the season started, and I was making all my shots, he's making all his shots. We came in 3rd place out of like 10 to 12 kids. Me and our team came in 3rd place. So we 3rd, and we came behind 2 8th grade pair cat teammates that played on the middle school team. So in our heads, we like, yo, we gonna make it one day. Idris, he went on and played on the basketball team. Me on the other end, I just played basketball in the hood. Like, fuck it. I tried out for the team. Coaches always was on my head. I ain't like the way they did their thing, because they was dick suckers to me. Let me rephrase that. They were Nah, I'm gonna say yeah. They was dick holders. You know what I mean? They was glorifying certain people. Oh, this person that good. Yeah, you good, but you're not gonna go anywhere. You know what I mean? It's a team sport. If I'm a team player, let everybody play. But neither here nor there. Boom. I did my thing. High school, kind of the same thing. Freshman year, I got hurt, so I was like, fuck it. Basketball is off the script. I play it recreationally, and this is the life I chose now. I'm gonna be around basketball because my father was an avid basketball player, football player, baseball. He was sports enthusiast. He had all these trophies from coaching basketball, and like he was a street ball cat because he never graduated high school. Oh wait, let me think about that. Did my father graduate high school? I'm not sure. I have to ask my mother. God rest his soul. He was a great man either way. But my father, he was a great coach. He was a great leader as far as he was a father to a lot of young men. So growing up, I was around athletes. My older brother that was above me, he's an athlete. My oldest brother, he was in the same position as me. You know, he wasn't that tall. We knew what it was. We gave up on that shit a long time ago. He went and was a street nigga, but street nigga in the sense of I got a job and I'm still gonna do street stuff and I'm gonna be all right. So this is what I'm growing up in. This is my 12-year-old self. My brother's out of high school already. He was good enough to get a scholarship. He had scouts looking at him his freshman year. He's a football player. Some along the lines, school didn't work out for him. He was more into shorties, so he started focusing on shorties, and he did his player pimp thing. That was him. My oldest brother worked hard, whatever. So all my cousins, they all had jobs or went to school, whatever. So I was like, all right, basketball, football is not for me. You have to decide what you want to do in life now. I was into computers. I love reading books, history. I was all deep into that. And I love writing. And I love rapping. I love music. I loved everything about it. I love the drums. I love to play the drums. But it was like, what am I going to get out of all of that in life? You're young and dumb. You're 14, 15. I'm in the streets playing with my boys. Some of them niggas is gangbangers. Some of them dudes is regular everyday dudes. I go to school, mind my business. I got a job at 16. You do your summer jobs, but I got a real job at 16 working at Chuck E. Cheese. And that's when I had my thought in life. Once I started working at Chuck E. Cheese, I said, I'm never going to stop. I'm never going to do customer service. Because I hate talking to people ignorant. I don't got time for this shit. I'm not trying to make nobody happy. Even though you had those few bright spots where somebody would thank you for something, excuse me, because you went above and beyond your means to help them out and they appreciate it. But outside of that, I was like, fuck customer service because people ain't shit. And I don't want to talk to people. Sick of talking to people. Don't want to do this shit for the rest of my life. So I got into computers heavy. Now I built the computer straight off the rip, motherboard, memory cards, all that. Put all that shit together. Got a monitor, worked it out. Shit was working. Mind you, during this time, this is my 13 to 16 year path. Those ages from 13 to 16, you going through all these emotional things, trying to get females and be out with your friends, and also emotionally. I was fucked up. I was an emotional kid, but I never wanted nobody to see that because I was small. I was like, nah, nigga, you can't be showing all this emotional stuff because people gonna be like, oh, you a soft ass little motherfucker. So in my head, I was like, listen, ain't nothing gonna ever take me down. So you go through things with shorties and girls wanting to talk to you and all this other stuff. Then you're too small. All my boys is fucking 5'11", 6 feet. I'm like 5'2", so it's like fucking with me. Like, all right, I'm never gonna grow. I have to be the strong-willed person because my leadership is gonna make me a great person. You know what I'm saying? Like basketball, football, that shit is out. I'm better off being a coach. So I learned every aspect of the game as a youngin' from my pops and my uncles to the point where I was like, I could have been a coach in high school, coaching the team, because I already knew all the plays, football, basketball, I knew who to play and who not to play, and I was a great communicator. People talk to me, I make you laugh, and I curse you out in the same token, and you either love me or you hated me. Point blank period. A lot of people hated me for whatever reason. Some niggas, they ain't like me. Oh, your mouth slick, whatever, but didn't want to fight. That's how I felt. You don't want to fight me? Fuck you. Let's do this. And I was never scared. Never back down from a fight. We gonna do this shit. We gonna do it. Get to 17. Now it's time to make them decisions. At 17, and this is all that's gonna counteract. I tell you a story and I bring it all back to, the main subject of the matter. At 17, my father worked 2 jobs. My mother's working she's doing data management, so she's doing all the typing and stuff with medical records and things like that. She's doing pretty good, making a pretty decent living. She making money. Father ain't making that much money, but he working 2 jobs. He was working one job for 20 years. or almost 20 years. And then the other job, he's working like 5 or 6. But he was respected at both jobs. Loved him. They came to his funeral when he died. That's how you know somebody loves you, when they come to your funeral and they talk to your kids like they knew your kids forever, never met you a day in their life. So I'm like, damn. In my community, people know my father. They know my family. So from that aspect is they know my brothers. They like, oh, them niggas ain't shit. You got to be the one to do something with your life, because you the one that we hear about here and there, but it's not too much bad. You know, your mouth is slick as fuck, but we know you smart. So I had a lot of pressure on me. 17, senior year, my second half of my senior year, I only got 2 classes. One was a community service class. So I'm getting ready for school. Now, at this time, going into the end of my senior year, my mother loses her job. I'm fucked now, because I'm like, all right, where the fuck are we gonna get this money for me to go to school? I'm gonna have to take out hella loans because my mother ain't got no job. So I'll go in there. I'm like, damn, I want to go to a HBCU. I'm talking to my guidance counselor, Miss Williams. Shout out to Miss Williams. You know what I mean? She knows who she is. Everybody who went to Westside High School in Newark during like 05, 06, 07, they know who Miss Williams is. Mad nice, mad cool, young, nice guidance counselor. She was always dope. She like, you want to go to HBCU? It's gonna be expensive. Understand that, so you gotta know. So I'm like, cool. All right, what if I go in state? She's like, if you go in state, you can get a couple scholarships. You'll be all right. I said, cool. So fuck going out of state. No Dell State, no Howard, none of that shit. I'm strictly like, what schools can I go to in New Jersey? Preferably close to home, so my mother don't gotta travel far if she need to see me, or I need to go back home and see about them. So, and during that time, nobody's telling me like, hey, you know, go to a HBCU, because you know your attitude fits an HBCU. You're a young black man, you're strong, your mouth is slick. You can't be in a place where racism will play a part in how you are treated. You need to be soothed into this hatred of the world. So boom, I get accepted into St. Peter's. They give me a little scholarship. It's not for EOF, but it's another scholarship. That's to give me $10,000, $5,000 for each semester, and I got financial aid. So at the end of the year, at the end of the all together, I would only have to pay $12,000 to go to school. That's what I needed a loan for, $12,000. My mother, she takes some of her savings money out and she put a down payment for me to go to start my freshman year. I see firsthand the racism when I'm at college my freshman year, and nothing prepared me for this in life, because all the things I read about in these books previous to going to school was nothing about what I would experience there. You know, I knew about racism, I knew about, you know, civil rights and all that. My father taught me all this stuff. Any question I asked him, if he knew it, he answered it. If he didn't, he would tell me to read about it. And I seen it, and I'm like, yo, I thought this was only in books, this racism shit. This shit is real. I leave there, and then I go to I leave there freshman year, and I go to community college. Meet a professor, Mr. Muhammad, and another guy. Mr. Muhammad is a black dude, of course. California Muhammad. He's from Cali. Smart dude. Gave me all these books to read. I'm gaining all this knowledge from reading these books, these speeches from different activists, and different letters from activists and people who were in the community. And you read stuff from Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I'm like, oh, I didn't know Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was so political. Go read up on him. He was doing all this political stuff. And I'm like, yo, who would have known why he was so aggressive when he was playing? Because he wanted people to understand, like, it wasn't okay what you was doing. Bill Russell, what he did in Boston was something astronomical, because he gave them 10 championships and they still hated black people every day, faithfully. So it's like, yo, I'm reading all these activists and I see athletes' names popping up in the letters they wrote to the senators and people. I'm like, yo, this is dope. And then today, in this day and time now, 2018, I see white people commenting on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, wherever they can, even, you know, in the public eye of CNN and all that, saying, hey, those guys need to stick to being athletes. And I go, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, throughout history, especially in modern history, let's say 30s to now, 1940s to now, 1930s, 1940s, Jack Jackson, of course, gotta put him in there, good legendary boxer. In our grandparents' time, black dude, he was the first African American world champion in boxing, heavyweight at that. So, you know, I'm like, these dudes all played a part in how society shaped their view of us. So in my head, I'm like, you can't tell somebody who's an athlete to stick to playing the sport, because to understand that that sport ends eventually. Just like all careers in life end eventually. And they just so happen to have a second. Some of them have a second chance at a career. You know what I mean? They play basketball for 10, 15 years, or football for 10 years, or however long, and then they stop that and they retire effectively. Yeah, they got money, but they still got to make a living to get to get to the age of 60, 70, and 80. So, you know, if you're one of those people who think, oh, athletes should shut up and stick to their sport, that's basically like you telling a politician to shut up, stop talking about what people need to do, and you just stick to doing what we tell you to do. All this factors in. You know what I'm saying? We gotta watch what we say and understand where we are as a people. If we don't, we are doomed to effectively kill ourselves. We are doomed to kill ourselves as a society. Because what you got to understand is that as a people, all these careers intertwine with each other. All these careers intertwine with each other. You understand? Because for every teacher that's watching LeBron open that school, they are thankful for him. Like, hey, he's doing something that we've been trying to do for years. Let's get this education for everybody. This free, good old 100% education. And that he opened that school. He's doing something for his community that we all say is commendable. Now that teacher is teaching kids. When September come or August come, depending on what region you live in, when school starts back, his teachers telling their kids, hey, you could be like LeBron. You might not have to be a basketball player, but you could be a business owner. You get a business and you make enough money to where you can afford to open your own school and teach kids how to be business entrepreneurs like you, or be great people and communicators like you are. You know what I mean? You could be a mayor. You could be a senator. You could be a plumber, whatever you want to be, and you could make this amount of money and get to a point in your life where you can help other people get to a level of success and comfortability like you. You might not be a billionaire, you might not be a millionaire, you might just be a thousandaire. But we have to understand in this time and our great little space we in right now, where you have people in my age group of 18 to 35, we coming up in an era where we've seen technology go from one place to another in 0 to 100 real quick. Like the last 20 years, technology has gone way further than we ever thought it could. Alright, lost my train of thought for a second, but at the end of the day, my whole point to it is we are affected in this society because, we have we have all this technology and all this growth going on, but we still missing out on jobs. Like, you don't have that many electricians out here. People don't want to grow up. Kids don't want to grow up to be electricians, plumbers, construction workers, cooks, like little stuff, things that you need in everyday life. Like, you need somebody who know how to put a dresser together, or know how to put the foundation down on a house. You know what I mean? You got to have these things in order carpentry has to exist in order for a society to exist. You know what I mean? You don't want to have robots creating your house. I don't care how fast they do it. I want somebody who has pure logic telling me, hey, this foundation here is fucked up. I know what it looks like. Robot can analyze all that shit and still might fuck it up, but I'd rather blame a person than blame a robot, because now I'm not going to trust a robot ever in life. I'm going to trust another person. Trust me, you do it all the time. Plumber come over your house, you get one plumber who be like, oh, that's going to cost you about $1,500. You got another one that's saying that's going to cost you about maybe $600. I could do that for $600. That's nothing. That's light work. You know what I'm saying? And this is the things that we're not teaching our kids in life. Hey man, you don't have to be an athlete to change the world. You could be an electrician and change the world. You You know what I mean? You can find an alternate source of power. If you are a mechanic, hey, you want to be a mechanic? Hey, you can find an alternate source for gas quicker than they did. Hey, you don't want to be a mechanic? Hey, you want to be a scientist? Hey, you can cure some of these diseases we got out here that's popping up all over the place. We need somebody to do that. There's so many different jobs in the world that exist and nobody has qualification for or nobody cares about because it's not popular. Fuck being popular. Fuck being the most known person or whatever. Be the person that you are, because you're going to change the world in some aspect. You can be a teacher and you change the lives of thousands of kids, because as you're going through your professional career as a teacher, you're making sure that 95 to 99% of these kids know that you are the person that cares about them the most. Can't say 100% because most of these kids, some of these kids are very ignorant. They don't give a fuck if you can show them the world and they still gonna say you don't like me for whatever reason, because they don't understand in the moment that you're trying to teach them about life. Another thing about the public school system out of nowhere I just thought about is, in the public school system, they don't teach you things like this anymore. They don't teach you how to cook. They don't teach you how to do financial work, because financial work is like, hey, you know what taxes are? No, you have to go to college to learn about taxes in the hood. If you don't go to college, you never take an accounting class. Some people don't take accounting class even when they go to college. These little things like this that could change how people invest in life. And people will say, oh, well, you know, some people with money, they're going to be like, well, that's something that you have to acquire a certain amount of money for. And if your parents didn't have that money, then that's not my business. Granted, you right. Cool, whatever. But think about it like this. The more the 1% stays in the 1%, the 99% going to start to act up. The 99% is going to start to get in the collective and say, hey, you know what? This shit ain't making no sense. We have to do something about this, and we can't constantly let these... And it may not be the whole 99%. It could be, look, if this is over 10%, if it's enough to form a militia in the military, you got a problem. So now, to avoid that, to alleviate that, you need a middle class. You don't need a low class. You don't need people to not have. Some people going to not have because they're lazy. Some people going to not have because of things that they're going through in their life. But understand that you need that middle. The middle ground is going to get you further than you think. I tell people all the time, you can have somebody who's happy, sad, and they can make it through life. Because you're going to have those happy, sad moments. But if you got somebody who's consistently sad, you're not making it out of that unless you get help. And you're going to need more than just a pat on the shoulder. That's why you have people who are alcoholics and then they going through something in their life but they never talked about it, and they suppressed it with liquor because that was the first time they was able to express themselves fully being drunk. That's why you got so many kids nowadays have this privilege that we never had growing up. They're able to be as wild and crazy as they want to be off of emotionally and have excuses for it. Not excuses, but real reason behind it. But back in the day, you used to say, hey, there's something wrong with this kid. He's too energetic. Give him some Ritalin. That's the end of it. Now that kid on Ritalin grew up his whole life on Ritalin and he all jacked up in the head. But what could have been avoided is, hey, let's give him some extra recess time to exert that energy, and maybe these kids will be all right. I mean, and some of them was crack babies. Hey, there was a lot of crack babies in our era, and we understand that. We knew that was going to happen. They knew that was going to happen. Crack babies, they ain't got it all there, but they was taught somewhere along the line certain things to keep them going, and now they are decent people in life. And decent people, I mean, is they might drink and smoke here, but they still go to work and they function regularly without too many outbursts or, you know, moments. And I'm not saying that all this could change the world and, oh, I'm this and I'm that and I got all the answers. I don't. A lot of people listen. Let me tell you something. A lot of people don't listen to me. I have family members, I could talk to them every day and they'd be like, yeah, whatever, fuck you, keep it moving. And I have friends who look at me and like, yo, I talk to this dude because he's got so much inspirational things to say. I might give you an inspirational talk before I give it to myself. And that's just how it is sometimes. I'm able to talk to people and I'll be like, listen, I can listen to all your problems, I understand what's wrong with you, and I'm going to do my best as a friend to be here for you, and if you need any advice, I got you. That's just what you do as a person. Certain people have that quality in there that they can do that. They can turn it off and on. I'm one of those people. I could be here for you, listen to you 1,000 times over and over, whatever your situation is. give you the advice you need, and I'm gonna keep it moving. Shit, half of my teenage years from 16 to about 25, 26. So I'm gonna say 25. Let me see, 26, 25. Cause that's once I got with my fiance, I had to cut a lot of people off, cause she wasn't with that female friendship. But I used to talk to my homegirls. They would ask me all the time, well, what you think about this dude, that dude? And these is genuinely friends, female friends that I was cool with. I'm like, yo, that shit ain't for you, my nigga. Keep it a being with you. Maybe some of my boys. Hey, shorty ain't good for you, man. Hey, brother, you could do this and that in life. I worked at Foot Locker. I was assistant manager for like 2 years. Before that, I was a shift leader. So in those times, I seen people, you know what I mean? One of my homegirls, I ain't gonna say her name, but she had an issue with her mans, and she already had a kid. She wasn't with her baby father. So then she had another dude she was messing with. Nigga wasn't shit. And I could tell he wasn't shit. And I would tell all the time, yeah, that nigga ain't shit. Need to leave that nigga alone. She be like, nah, he cool, whatever. So one particular day, he come in the store. He got his side bitch with him. So I'm sitting there, I'm looking, I'm like, this is interesting. Shorty ain't there, you know what I mean? Little shorty that work with me, she ain't there. It's just me and this nigga looking at each other face to face. Shorty paying for his sneakers. I'm looking at her. She's looking at me. He's looking at me. And we all looking at each other. She kissed him on the cheek, said, thank you. She said, see, baby, I told you I was going to look you out for your birthday. I look at one of the homies that work with me. Me and him give each other that face like, interesting. Shit's about to get hot. A few days later, she come back to work. We working the same day. She mentions it to me like, hey, this nigga got some shorty texting my phone, blowing me up because she found out me and him talk. What should I do? I say, hey, you should leave that nigga alone because you don't need that in your life. You don't need nobody that's going to be out here wilding for respect like that in your life. They don't care about you if they doing all this. And she like, yeah, whatever. I'm going to stop messing with him. 2-3 weeks go by. One day I come into work. I came in the afternoon. I was closing that day, so I came in at like 1-2 o'clock. Because we closed at like 9. Come in there. My manager called him Wolf. That was his nickname. So he looking at me. Gave me that look. I'm like, oh shit, what's going on? I need to talk to you real quick, my brother. I said, what's going on? So let's go in the back. Let's go in the office. We go in the back, go in the office. I'm like, alright, what the fuck you about to talk about? Alright, what the fuck that I did now? I'm about to get fired. He like, nah, this ain't got shit to do with you. He's like, yeah, shorty. It's some shorty calling here for old girl. Now, what's crazy is he don't know the situation all the way fully like I do, but he know part of it. And he like, look, before it's a problem, we gotta talk to her. Because if some shit pop off, you know what I mean, she gonna fire. Point blank period. We can't have this shit popping off in the store. Excuse me, y'all. Like I said, I'm sick. I'm fighting the cold, but I'm still doing this. So I'm just every now and then you're gonna hear me getting a little cough up. So we talking, we bugging out. Me and him laughing about the situation. Like, I'm glad I ain't ever put myself in this situation with no female, cause shit is about to get real. He like, word. So we talking, we still bugging out about the situation. She come in to work to close that night. So she like, yeah. So me and her talking. Now that Wolf done left, me and her talking, cause Wolf, he stayed late that night. For some reason, he stayed till like 6:30, and then he left. So it's just me and her from 6:30 to 9. And as the day going, she's just telling me about the whole situation. Like, yeah, this bitch da-da-da. She's like, oh yeah, I know she done came in here because what's the name told me. He told me that she came in here with him. She's like, I thought you would be the one to tell me. I was like, I ain't want to tell you because I already told you that boy out here playing games. And I ain't want you to think I'm hating on him. I'm trying to be a negative influence or whatever. She's like, no, I would have believed you. Da-da-da. Just, because I know you looking out for me. I said, all right, cool. I said, well, you need to stop fucking with that nigga. Point blank, period. She's like, yeah, I'm going to stop messing with him from now on because he making it hot. As I'm talking to her about it, she's sitting on the side where you can't see in the back of the store because the register, the way the register was set up, you couldn't see on the back of the store either way you came out the doors. So I'm sitting there. And the girl walks in again, and I'm looking at her dead in her face, and I see her with her sister or whoever the girl is. Well, this big girl too, but the side chick was some little skinny chick, like my homegirl. So I look to my right at my homegirl, She like, yeah. So she come up to the desk like, yeah, so and so here. I'm like, nah. Wow, what's up? She knew Shorty was there already because she had called and she had act like she was somebody else looking for a sneaker as she heard her voice or whatever. So my homegirl goes around the other way because it was three ways. It was three ways to get out. You either came out the left side, the right side, or you went down to the far right and got out the back of the stock room. Boom, she comes out, walks up to her. I'm like, oh, they about to fight. They about to fight out this motherfucker. I know they about to fight. Boom, they ensue. Boom, they getting it in. Me being a nigga that's nothing to do with this. You my homegirl. We not the best of friends, but we cool. Boom, they getting it popping. Her friend trying to jump out. I'm like, hey, there ain't nobody jumping in this. I try to break them up. The girl trying to swing at me. I'm jumping back like, hey, I ain't got shit to do with this. I'm not going to jail for beating no female ass. Stop touching me. So boom, they fighting all up. Now we off camera, and the big girl trying to jump in the fight. So I gotta hit this bitch in the face. Bam, punch in the face. Like, back up. Told you, back your ass up. Boom, she headbutt me. Boom, punch her again. My homegirl getting the best of both of these bitches though. She fucking both of these bitches up as I'm beating the big bitch up too. I gotta go grab the phone now because in the camera you just see the incident go off camera and you know it ain't over yet. I call the cops as I'm on the phone and I'm still pulling the big girl off her. You can hear the cops coming down the street because it's in a little town, Union. It's a little town. It's not little, but it's little enough to where, like, if something pops off, because it's a suburb. If it pops off, we there. We need it. We got action. Let's go. Boom. They hear the cop cars. They get up and they run out. So I look at my homegirl. I'm like, you good? She's like, yeah, I'm good. Now, I mean, she didn't really do shit to me. She was pulling my hair. I'm like, cool. Cop comes in. He grabbed both of the girls already. He got them out there in the front of the store. It's like 8:30 going on 9 o'clock now. I'm like, shit. All this shit done popped off. But luckily, no customers that came in the store for this whole incident is going on. Cops come in, they talking to us. Her sisters, my homegirl's sister and brother pull up. They like, oh, what's going on? Da-da-da. So the two girls out there still. So one of the big girl like, he hit me. Da-da-da-da-da. He said I was stealing and he punched my face. I want to press charges on him. I'm sitting there. I'm like, I ain't going to jail for this shit. Cop like, listen, man, don't worry about the shit. This bitch is crazy. We ain't fucking with that. Boom. They get up out of there. I gotta put a report in. I gotta do all this extra shit. I'm mad. So I'm about to leave that night. I'm closing up the store. It's like 9:30 now. No, it's like it's lower there. It's like 10 o'clock. So I'm like, I gotta get up this hill. I gotta walk up the hill because the bus stopped running at a certain time that take me up to the bus I gotta catch. So I'm like, all right, let me walk up this hill. So she calls me. Shorty calls me. She's like, Mom, I'm sorry. I apologize. Glad you have my back, whatever. I'm like, it's cool. So but I told you, stop fucking with this nigga because this is what the end result was going to be. Nigga shit like this. So we laugh and joke about it for a minute. I hang out with her. I'm walking. And in my head, I'm like, people really don't care about what you say sometimes. They going to do what they want to do. And from that point on, I was like 23, 24. Yeah, I was like 24 because I'm assistant manager at that time. Yeah, so I was like 23 going on 24. 23 years old. I'm making a decent living. And I should be not giving people life advice who older than me because they should know better by now. Or not even life, me, I was the same age really. So I ain't going to say it like that because I know she appreciated it. But that's how I felt in the moment. I was like, motherfuckers ain't shit. Niggas don't listen. Now I'm sitting here. I'm thinking I'm about to go to jail, lose my job, because motherfuckers want to be stupid, and bitches want to come in here and act retarded, or not retarded, come in and act like they ain't got no sense, and fuck my shit up. No way, I'm not going out like that. I'm pissed the fuck off. So I'm walking up this hill. It's cold around this time. It's like March going into April. So it's a little, my birthday coming up. It's a little cool outside. Taking this walk is like 40. This whole walk up the hill is like a good 30-minute walk, maybe. So I'm walking up that hill. I'm just mad. I'm thinking about life. I'm like, man, all the decisions in my life got me to this point. I said I could have been at a HBCU. I probably would have graduated college by now. I would have been, doing whatever I'm doing in life, being this successful person, and I ain't got shit to show for it. But being a fucking assistant manager at some punk ass Foot Locker and breaking up fights with coworkers, this some bullshit. Your life evaluation time. And I've had life evaluation points many times in my life. Even now, I still do it to this day. 29 years old with a daughter. And my daughter's only 1. She just turned 1 2 months ago. And I was like, I hear people all the time talk about, oh, well, I grew up in a single parent home, that's why I'm this way. Or I didn't have this advantage, I didn't have that advantage. And me, I sit there and I'm like, I didn't really have no disadvantages in life besides growing up in the hood. You know what I mean? I had both my parents. Both my parents worked hard. Father was a gambler, but you know his gambles didn't cost us everything. You know, we still had a house to live in. Lights was on and TV worked, and my phone bill got paid until I started, you know, going. So once I got my job that helped pay my phone bill, so I didn't have to hear no issues about that. So my whole life, I was like, I kind of did what I had to do, and I never really valued the successes that I had in life because I looked at everything else around me. And this brings me to the point of the whole celebrity, being a celebrity, and what celebrity is in this day and time now. So I'm 18, well, from 16 to 29, that's 13 years span. 13 years span. So let's say 2005 to 2018. We've seen, you went from AIM was cool. Everybody had instant messenger on their phones and computers or whatever during that time. MySpace was popping. You had a lot of MySpace friends. You was cool. Everybody knew you. You either did something like you was a dancer, you were a DJ, you know, you sang or you rapped. That's why everybody liked you on MySpace. Or you was just a popular person for whatever you did, sports, whatever. It wasn't until the time, I think around probably like 08 when Twitter came out, and Twitter was out then. Now Twitter and Facebook is out. So Twitter kind of got that spark of like, you ain't famous unless you got a lot of people knowing who you are, even if you don't talk about shit. So Twitter's, I think, is where celebrities started to take a downfall. And downfall to the sense of like, you're not held at a higher prestige because you're just a regular ass person and you have a great opinion, so we fuck with you. I had Twitter for a little while. I got into Twitter beefs. If you remember Twitter beefs, you was beefing with somebody who lived in the same town as you. You might not see him as much, and it was over some bullshit. Probably some, you disagree with something they said, or you fucked with somebody they fucked with, and shit got out of hand. And that's when I realized, I was like, yo, being a celebrity is not really cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, having everybody know you for specific things is not really as cool as I thought it would be. You know what I mean? You see somebody, they only know you by your Twitter handle, and you like, I don't like this shit. This must be what it's like being a rapper, and they call you Lil Avalanche everywhere you go. And you like, nigga, my name is Jerome. Stop calling me Avalanche. You're getting on my nerves. So, case in point, these little things in life started to affect you, because now we went from an era of growing up in my age. You know, you grew up, it wasn't no Facebook and stuff like that yet. So when niggas hyped on you in school, you got hyped on. That was it. That was life. You went home. Fuck it. I'm little. I'm fat. I'm ugly. Whatever. You grow up out of that. It might have fucked with some people. Some people, they had that issue where they couldn't understand it because it was all aspects of life. They got that. You know what I mean? They come home, somebody called them ugly. They went to school, somebody called them ugly. They on the bus, somebody called them ugly. So it fucked them up. Now, now we go past that and we start talking about, you know, we get into that era of MySpace and Facebook and all that. And this is like my high school time when Facebook and MySpace is starting to pop off. So MySpace is like, if niggas don't like you, they don't like you. They don't like you. But now you find a common group of people that do like you. They might not live near you, but you fuck with them. So now you're not as depressed as you was before. But then you got some of these people that's like, hey, fuck just fucking with you at home. I mean, fucking with you at school. Now I'm gonna fuck with you when you at home on your MySpace, and I'm gonna always fuck with you. So that creates another part of depression where you got people, they not being attacked just at home, and I mean at school, they getting attacked at home by the same people, and it's more vicious because now they got a group of people who are behind them who don't even know you as a person, but they're gonna jump on their bandwagon because that person has a celebrity, they have a following. So the people that follow them want to be cool, so they're gonna follow the same trend and mess with this person, not knowing that they fucking up this person's life. And if they even got to meet this person, maybe this person ain't that such of a bad person. So all this aspects, you know what I mean, all these things coming to buffet because we embracing this whole technology wave. Nobody's talking to each other no more because now I can talk to you on Facebook, I can text you, I can aim you, I don't have to call you on the phone. That's what we transitioning to now. Facebook comes along, Twitter comes along. Twitter, same thing as the MySpace, you know. I don't like you in person, so I'm gonna talk shit about you online. I'm gonna have my people that follow me fuck with you. Instagram, same shit, gets worse because now Instagram, you got pictures, and and it's way easier to put pictures up. I don't gotta wait till I get home to put pictures up on you. I could just upload it on my phone and show motherfuckers how I don't like you, how you ugly, or this video of me about to fuck you up, or whatever the case may be. Case in point, Sharkeisha knocking niggas out, knocking Shorty out. To this day, we don't call Shorty ugly. We just know that Shorty shouldn't mess with Sharkeisha, man. That's life. Life hits you hard, and sometimes people record it when life hits you hard. And it was a World Star era too, where you was getting your ass whipped on camera, and somebody was screaming out World Star, and that affected a lot of people in life, because you knew once you heard that World Star, you on internet, you getting 1 million views of somebody whipping your ass. And now you have to live with this stigma in life. Somebody whooped your ass. See, in the back in the day, in the hood, 99, 2000s, when I was a little kid, somebody got their ass whooped. It was legend. Like, yeah, so-and-so told me that Raheem got his ass whooped. That's crazy. That's, you know what I mean? And everybody would just talk shit. You a punk, you a punk. Till Raheem wins another fight, and then that's the end of it. Nowadays, you fight, somebody get that shit on Instagram, wherever they get it at. No matter who you beat up, they still gonna talk shit about, well, you might have beat Will ass, but Mike fucked you up, Raheem. All right, Mike put it on you. He kicked you in your face while you was down, and you didn't get back up. You a bitch. So you see the evolution in this whole social media technology growth actually hurt society in a sense, because it was more ignorance being grown than, hey, the purpose of us being able to reach each other in these spaces is to grow each other and decrease certain aspects of mental stability. You know what I mean? We need these outlets, these social media outlets, to reach out to people who, hey, people in my neighborhood don't like me. You live 2 towns over. We talk about certain things. We have certain things that we like about each other. Hey, you're a fan of cartoons, and I'm a fan of cartoons. We draw art together, and we sharing this art over the internet, and that's how we doing this thing in life and being great with each other. And now we created this whole beautiful relationship without even meeting each other face to face, compared to, hey, I don't like this motherfucker. You don't know this motherfucker, but you love me so much, you gonna not like this motherfucker with me. Let's go and go on this motherfucker. And it's like, yo, what the fuck are y'all doing? Like, this is not the whole point of this connection, and this beautiful thing that we have is to embrace each other and share this common love for the art, the personality, or whatever we share in common, even if it's culture, whatever. And now it's like, the bullies, the bullied people that were bullied as a whole have came together with the bullies, and they've jumped on the same bandwagon, and nobody wants to stand out and say, hey, this is wrong. We shouldn't be doing this. And that's my little rant. I had to go on a little rant about that whole technology growth with social media and things like that, because that all intertwines with, changing the world and the things that you see LeBron James trying to do. And I think we need to, as a community, once again, I'm going to bring it back to the black community, we need more outlets in media. Like, I don't want to just see the Shade Room. I don't want to see just I don't want to just see the Shade Room and all these little social media gossip and all that bullshit. Like, all that social media shit about celebrity life, that's cool. Y'all can have that shit. Be great. That shit is entertaining for the moment, but we need some substance. We need journalism substance. So besides celebrity journalism, we need journalism with substance. We need to know about what's going on in these communities and different communities. We need to connect with each other and grow with each other, because it's getting to a point where now that social media is just a fucking toy. You play with it and you throw it away. And it's a beautiful thing to be able to throw something away, but some people take this shit so serious. Oh, I'm making money on Instagram, I'm doing this and doing that. But you're making money off being ignorant, and your growth is not going anywhere, and you're causing more damage than you're actually creating a positive image. Like, if you look at cats like DC Young Fly, he crack jokes on people for a living because he crack on everybody. He crack on his own daughter, his mama, anybody. And he take that, and the money he making, he ain't going to the hood and being like, hey, yo, go sell this dope and do what you gotta do, my nigga. No, he up there like, hey, I know your sister ain't got no bike, I know your cousin ain't got no school supplies. Look, man, I'm having a little get together down here this weekend. You come down here with the kids and the other kids from the community. We gonna give out these bikes. We gonna give out these book bags. Those little things like that, changing the perception to kids that, hey, the only thing you could do in life is be successful in the sense of celebrity, and not change the world with your celebrity. Like, I'm all cool. A teacher is a celebrity to me. You know what I mean? I got teachers from back in the day that I to me, they hood celebrities. Like, hey, everybody in the hood love you because you taught us something in life that we still use today with our kids or with our family or whatever the case may be. And you got people that's like, yo, like, what's going on? Why y'all talking about that person like that? Because they don't know the person and they don't know the aspect of what that person meant to certain people. And it's like, the new definition of celebrity is not being known for, hey, you're great on TV, you're great in sports, you're great on Instagram. A celebrity is somebody who impacts the community they live in, and people genuinely love them for who they are. You know what I mean? Like, if you're an athlete and you go back to your community and you do all these great things, and you coaching and you teaching the kids, like you got kids, do like Bradley Bill. Oh, excuse me. He grew up in the neighborhood. He go back to his neighborhood, get the kids, start the AAU team, and it's popping over there. And he come from a family of athletes, and he used that. His brothers was way bigger than him and all that, and he still transitioned to basketball. He didn't play football like his brothers did, but he went back to his community. Hey, I'm gonna get y'all AAU team. We gonna get it popping. Y'all gonna have sneakers to go to school with. Don't gotta worry about it. I'm gonna fund the basketball team myself. Things like this is what need to be going on in your community, and what you should be trying to do with your celebrity. You're a teacher, and you're a great teacher, and you changing kids' lives. You gotta think about it like this. These kids gonna grow up with these lessons that you give them, and they're gonna take it and they're gonna do something better with it. If you're a doctor and you do certain things with your patients, and you teaching your patients, whether they're kids or adults, how to deal with certain aspects of their life, as far as not just, hey, you got to be healthy in this sense, but mentally you have to be healthy, because this plays a part in how you physically live your life. That can change a person's perception on how to deal with a doctor, especially in the black community. We don't like dealing with doctors and all that. And nothing to do with health. We don't like dealing with that, especially black men. If we have a relationship and we build a relationship with our doctors, the way we build a relationship with barbers and the sneaker connect, you could change the world. You could change the community you live in. And you could also do something that's never been done before, in the sense of, hey, let's work out this you work out a certain aspect of with your patient. If you're a doctor and you're like, hey, my brother, let me help you out, or my sister, let me help you out and do this, that, and the third for you, so you could have a better understanding of what I'm trying to do to make you a better person health wise. And now you don't know that this person worked for the mayor, or this person worked for a senator, or this person works for some type of person in politics that can help change the laws that deal with healthcare. Now you put an impact on the whole entire United States as a whole, because you've done something that other people have failed to do because they didn't try to do. You know what I'm saying? What we got to start doing is stop putting celebrity into a sense of, hey, you're a celebrity because we watch you on TV. Everybody could be a celebrity. Just like when you see a brother in the hood and two brothers see each other, they say, what's good, King? I'm chilling, King. How you? Instead of saying my nigga. Or you see two females and like, she's a queen, she's the most beautiful girl I know, her daughter's a princess, and that female reciprocates the same thing to her. It's all about what we do as a people to encourage each other that can change the world. I'm not saying it's, I'm not saying, hey, let's just start out anew and just start working on it tomorrow. But as time should go on, we should be working on this every day. Like, let's talk to these cops. Let's talk to these fire department people. Let's enrich people. People got to start giving back to their community. Let's stop doing this run and hide shit. Like, hey, I got money, I'm out. All this white flight shit. Like, listen, you get money in your profession. You a doctor, or lawyer, or whatever. It's cool if you want to move up to the suburbs because you think the schools is better. But guess what? Them people don't want you there. Stay in your neighborhood. Take care of the people in your neighborhood. Know what I mean? Go do some after school programs with the kids in your community. Show love to whoever you got to show love to, because you never know. You might be changing someone's life. And at the end of the day, that's all you need to do. Stop worrying about being number one on the charts or number one on social media. Everybody follow me in the hood. Fuck, bitch. I'm the shit. All right, bitch. Everybody follow you in the hood, but you ain't got no job. Nobody knows you in real life. They know you by your social media handle. You out here talking, I'm the baddest bitch walking. Yeah, and everybody call you the baddest bitch walking, but your name Nicole. Nobody knows you as Nicole. You just known as the baddest bitch walking. Wow. That's a great aspect of having life, is to be known as the baddest bitch walking, but nobody knows your real name. And nobody can say you contributed to anything. It's just, you post some bomb ass pictures on Instagram, and that's it. And that's whack. Like, who wants to live their life knowing that that's all they contributed to society when they die is, I had some bomb ass pictures, my nigga. I got 1 million likes on one picture in one day. Fuck with your boy. That's corny. And it's always gonna be whack to me. I don't give a fuck if nobody don't like my opinion at all. Just the same way I tell you all the time. Nobody can listen to this podcast, and it'll be years from now. But when I die, my daughter gonna have something to reference to. She gonna be like, pull these out for my grandkids and be like, hey, your granddaddy was a good dude. Look at this. Listen to these conversations you used to have. Now, they might not like all the cursing I do, but that's just me. I always curse. I don't give a fuck. That's just how I always been. Not because I'm dumb, not because I'm illiterate, not because my vocabulary is not extensive. It's just because that's the way I like to talk. That's the way I don't care. In certain aspects, I won't curse in certain situations. When I'm at work or when I'm in a meeting with somebody who might not understand how I communicate, then I'll try to make amends with having a regular civilized conversation without being vulgar. But in the most part, I curse, and that's the way it's always been, and it's always going to be like that. Not because I'm ignorant and not because I don't give a fuck, but because that's who I am as a person. That never changed anybody's opinion on me, and if it did, I don't give a fuck. That's your life. You don't like me because I curse. I'm pretty sure you curse a lot in your life, or you curse in inappropriate times in your life. I don't curse in inappropriate times in life. I curse when I want to curse, and I curse in a situation that's not going to affect me financially and morally. So at the end of the day, you know what I mean? One day people gonna listen to this podcast and be like, damn, boy, you was dropping some gems on this motherfucker. I didn't believe that you was this kind of person. And now I'm listening to you, and you are such a nice person, and you have more knowledge than I thought you had, or you're not as stupid as somebody told me you was, because you heard somebody else say they don't like me. You just assumed, because you didn't want to get to know me, that, hey, this person is right because they got 1 million followers on Instagram, or they Snapchat always popping, and they Facebook niggas, everybody like they get 100 likes on their stats when they post something. Listen, I get 2 or 3 likes on a post on Facebook sometimes. Don't give a fuck. I said what I had to say, because that one person that liked it, they might reiterate that to somebody else in real life, what I'm saying, and that might change that person's life. I'm not going to sit here and ever take out his time in a podcast or in an interview or any aspect to please anybody. What I'm saying is to say it so it could change somebody's life or give somebody another look at something in life. Like, hey, this is another perspective that I never thought about. This is a not popular perspective. Let me see what this is about. That's the only reason why I do this. Like I said, I was doing YouTube back when, before all these YouTube stars was doing YouTube. 6-7 years ago, I was out here doing a podcast, doing the same thing I'm doing now. Podcast, music intros, talking, and I did like 6 episodes, and I was like, yo, I was in that young state of mind of, man, ain't nobody listen to this shit. Fuck this, I ain't doing this no more. And look, who knows, if I'd have did 10, 12, 13, 14 episodes, somebody might have been like, hey, this dude hot. Start listening to my then I would have been on the radio, which I always wanted to be a radio personality. I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to be all this stuff. I wanted to be a DJ. That was who I am as a person. I feel like I'm a jack of all trades. I adapt to what I am in, whatever situation I am in. And that's what I did at the time. I did YouTube when other motherfuckers was doing it. You can go look at my old page. You can look at this page on YouTube now. When you finish listening to this podcast, you go back. I got videos 6-7 years ago, me sitting in my mother's dining room doing a whole podcast, 30-40 minutes, just talking my shit, talking the same shit I'm talking now. Might have been about relationships back then, and personal relationships with people and love and all that shit, because that's what I was at in my life. I was struggling with. I was single, and I wanted to do all this shit, and I wanted to be in relationships because all my niggas was in long-term relationships, not realizing where I was in life, where it was like, hey, you just growing part of your life, grow. Like, fuck all this trying to give advice shit, grow. And that's what I did. I said, fuck giving advice, ain't nobody listen to me anyway, and did what I had to do. Now I'm in a different point in my life where I'm like, hey, you gotta do what you love, because you getting older. You ain't gonna be around forever, bro. Do something you love, enjoy it. This could be a hobby for you, this could be whatever, and that's what it is. This is when I get on here and I talk to y'all, this is a release for me, to keep me sane, to keep me from being like, hey man, I'm tired of doing this shit, I'm tired of going to work every day, tired of dealing with people every day, I'm tired of dealing with this, that, and third. So this is my release to come out here on this podcast, sit here and talk to y'all, get y'all the same conversation I'm giving to my friends when we talk, to my girl when we talk, to my daughter when I talk to her, even though she can't really talk back, even though she learned to talk now, she can understand what I'm saying more. But you know, these conversations I'm having with y'all, the same conversation I'm having with everyday people in my life, and I'm just feeling like, hey, I could share some of this with some people that don't know me personally, and they might take it and be like, hey, I understand that. Yo, go listen to my man. He kind of dope. He got a different perspective than a lot of people. I like what he talk about. You gonna love him when you listen to him. That's all I'm asking for. But you know what I mean, I appreciate y'all time. Got this little hour in, you know what I mean, episode 8. I believe this is episode 8 if you don't count the 2 parts. So this is episode 8. And you know, we out here, man. We gonna keep doing this, riding this wave. I ain't giving up on y'all. Hopefully y'all don't give up on me. Show love to your boy. I appreciate you if you're listening. If you ain't listening, you know, it's all good. You're going to get there one day. If you are listening, you definitely can subscribe to the page so that you can get the notification when this joint do drop every week or every other week. I try to do every week. It depends on what's going on. You know, it's a little busy, hectic life some days. So you might get me where I might go a week or 2 without doing it. But don't worry, I might not be there when you want me, but I always on time. That's what they say. So, you know, subscribe to the page. You know what I mean? You listen to me on YouTube, subscribe to the page so you get the notification. Share the video after you listen. If you want somebody else to hear what I'm saying, share the video. Definitely appreciate it. And you know, mad love and peace out, everybody. Be good. Enjoy the rest of your week. Holla at your boy. We out.